The Tim Masters case is a testimony of how the system actually can work and how it works well at times. Tim Masters was wrongly accused of a murder he did not commit, and Tim Masters ultimately was arrested and wrongly convicted, having been framed by people within the system who are sworn to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution. Instead, they manufactured evidence against him. They framed him, they convicted an innocent man, and he did 10 years in the Colorado Department of Corrections for a crime he did not commit. The heroes of this story are David Wymore and Maria Liu, who worked at court-appointed rates to get him released from prison, to get his conviction thrown out. Tim Masters was freed after 10 years in prison. We then took a civil case, a civil rights case in the U.S. District Court, where ultimately, primarily Rebecca Wallace overcame huge hurdles involving prosecutorial immunity in front of Judge Babcock. We litigated the case, and ultimately the case settled for $10 million.
Our system was so corrupted by officials who were enforced with enforcing our laws and our Constitution. They lied, they cheated, they destroyed evidence, they created evidence, and they set up a perfectly innocent man, a man that they knew was innocent.
What the legal team had to do was show that the prosecutors, when they framed Tim Masters in this case, they didn't just frame him the day after they filed charges. They started framing him the day after Peggy Hetrick was murdered in 1987. They started framing a 15-year-old boy. Prosecutors working together with police officers started framing him almost immediately after the murder, when there was a call for blood from the community. And when prosecutors and police alike saw the gold star that they could get if they could just nail somebody for this particular heinous sexual murder. And what the legal team did is worked very hard to establish a case showing that over a period of the 10 years leading up to Tim Masters' prosecution, there was a concerted, intentional effort by prosecutors and police alike to frame a 15-year-old boy for a murder they knew he did not commit.
Justice was eventually obtained. Mr. Masters was freed. The prosecutors who prosecuted him were removed from their jobs as judges that they had been promoted to. The investigator who was leading the framing has been indicted, and justice will be served in that respect. And Mr. Masters has received at least some semblance of remedy. It can't ever remedy the harm that was inflicted upon him, but it shows that our system can recognize harm and can do something about it.
Tim Masters, as a free human being, is doing very well.
On behalf of the Tim Masters legal team, I want to thank the CTLA for this nomination.
Yeah, I do want to thank CTLA for understanding the significance of the Tim Masters case, because it's a rarity to see from start to finish such an egregious wrong is finally righted. I know everybody on this Tim Masters team is honored that CTLA has nominated this case, and we are greatly appreciative of that fact. So thank you all.